Excuse me. I don't know if anyone is here, and that's okay because this will work fine as an archive video. And I am not a streamer, so as anyone here that has viewed this YouTube channel in the past. Okay. Let me sure. All right. Um yeah, pro at this. So yeah, anybody that's viewed this channel over the years kind of knows that occasionally when something goes down, I will take a break, and you may have noticed, if you happen to have wandered by, that the last video that I uploaded is 2 years old, and that is because that is almost as long as I have been on board, and that really sucks to say. Um, the reason is not because I quit skating or anything like that. In fact, I am setting up this Robbie Brockle. Real, if you don't know. And of course, some Formula 4s. But anyway, what happened was almost 2 years ago, I hurt my back, and my back was actually already injured. I had, I used to run, I was in track when I was in high school, and I did the high jump and the long jump. And I basically first screwed up a disc when I was in high school, and doing the high jump when you are running, like you run kind of towards the thingy that you got to jump over. Then it kind of at the not the last moment, but approaching as you get pretty close to the end, or pretty close to the bar that you got to jump over. You start to run parallel to it and jump, and then you twist sideways so that you land on your back on the mat. And so anyway, I somehow screwed that up during a track meet, and yeah, that caused some damage to the disc. So that sucked. Probably the karma that I get for being one of only two people on that track team that was a chain smoker. And anyway, over the years, things, and did more damage to everything uh, as you do. Ruptured the disc a while back and was skating like that for a while, and hurt my back again a year and a half ago, and they had to they fused two vertebrae in my lower back. I can't really explain it, but I will say, if you were looking at my side profile, and you were looking at my spine, one of my vertebrae in my lower back, if you're looking at the spine, one of my vertebrae was tilted forward a little bit, towards my guts, And so they had to go in. They actually cut you in from the front, and they move all of your guts and stuff aside, and then they've got access. I guess because of the way my thing was poking out. Well, no, I wouldn't mean anything because if it's like a seesaw. Never mind, forget what I was saying. But anyway, to more effectively move vertebrae, they put you on your back because it flattens everything out. And so, yeah, they cut you in the belly and they move all your guts over and they do the spinal surgery from the front. And that's pretty rad. Like they yank the piss out of that vertebrae too, like with a crowbar or something. And also, I had some rods inserted into my back as well, and those were inserted from the back. And so there's like one big slit in the front, two smaller slits in the back. And if you follow me on Twitter, Wednesday I will be getting an X-ray, and I will be posting an image of that. I've seen an older X-ray before, but I never did think to take a photo of it. But it's pretty rad looking, kind of like cyborg-ish. Um, but yeah. So anyway, uh, sorry for the pitch blackness there. Let me. I don't have any lighting intentionally. I like it kind of on the dark side. Oh, no, that's not right. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, um, so yeah, the surgery was over a year ago, I think. Yeah. Or no. I suck with time. The surgery was definitely in the past, like everything else, except for the future, but it'll catch up. Anyway, let me find a website that'll properly illuminate. Yeah, that's my rig. Uh, so anyway, the surgery went well. Everything was done right. My spine is good and actually skatable, which is really cool. But I'm still in a considerable amount of pain. But doesn't matter because I can roll, and skateboarding allows you to pace yourself a good bit. Excuse me, geez, that's rude. You, yeah, I'm going to start back really mellow and probably post just clips and crap like that on uh, social media. Not throw a part down or anything like that. A uh, part drop from Grim. Um, no, but like you may have noticed a decline in not only my productions, but like uh, the reviews, and the reviews are. I'm not saying that the reviews won't come back, but they honestly, okay, like a lot of homies that may see a review and um are kind of like, oh hell yeah, some free gear and stuff like that. That's definitely sick. Like there's no question about that. Um but it's so tiring when you have a full-time job and you have other responsibilities that are very time consuming because yeah, and honestly, like the approach that I used to getting free gear for reviews was just email. Go to the websites and introduce yourself, tell them what you'd like to do, um, and the the reviews that I have up are actually kind of an answer to how pissed off I was getting at general reviews at the time. Now, the first review was the Uberlite review, and that video actually predates my presence on YouTube. I forget what year YouTube was created, and I also forget what year that video was uploaded. But I'm thinking it was somewhere, I don't know. I think my earliest videos were uploaded about 15 years ago as of this stream or me talking into the oblivion. And um, that all, yeah, that happened by accident. And um, it got a lot of traffic because, like, when I got into YouTube that long ago, that 15 or probably almost 16 years, really. But whenever I got on the platform, uh, it was initially just a place like I was like, okay, YouTube, when I got on the platform, was really different. I don't think that you could make money off of it. And that was never like an intent or anything like that. Um, I was strictly using YouTube as a place to store um, footage and stuff like that. Um, uh, because for forums and stuff like that and emailing, there's no way to send a video. Even back then, when we were all filming, well, there was film, and there was also the original standard definition kind of stuff. It was only yeah, it was before HD was ubiquitous. Um, where the hell was I going? Am I on crack? No, no, no. I'm not. I shouldn't say that. Like, because I've actually on some old videos had people ask if I smoked crack before. Not just smoked it before, but like they were asking me if, at the time of the video upload, if I was currently smoking crack or meth. And I'm the last person to um, shame anyone for any kind of product that they ingest. Um, I will just say that for the record, no, um, I I just don't imagine that crack or meth would really complement the act of skateboarding. And I'm no health freak, but crack is whack. And so anyway, I'm just rambling so hard. I probably should, if I ever, well, actually, not if I ever. I'm gonna definitely have more defined subject matter in the future because I'm a dumbass and I could have been doing the stream stuff like a long time ago and just never did. But like I said, busy, busy, busy. Having said, I'm going to be working on myself and getting myself back into shape and fighting through some pain. I am also currently in physical therapy, but I've been crushing that shit like super hard. And I have been super hyped. If you are on Twitter, you should definitely use the hashtag skate Twitter, because it's just seriously a great community. Um, it doesn't matter who you are. It's a very I hate the term safe space. That's just dumb as shit. Not it's not the concept, but just the label for it. Um, it is a place where you, if you are a skater, no matter what your experience is, um, that covers so many things. It covers all the things from sex to gender, which are two separate things. Yeah, by the way. Um, and yes, skate Twitter recognizes the genders, like all of them. It's not binary, and we completely are I mean, a ton of the family are people of trans experience, or in the LGBTQ plus community, um, and there's a ton of us old married straight guys, and it's just beautiful because it's skateboarding. Um, you it's just really rad, and it's a community that, and I've been on Twitter for a long time, and it's the skate Twitter. I've been homies with plenty of skaters, but the skate Twitter community is something that is, in terms of my use of the platform, is uh, a much newer family to me, and it's seriously cool. Um, Also, I'm if anyone here is down with the slap forums, then I'm really hyped to let anyone that doesn't already know that I'm gonna be uh, back in action and resuming my duties as an admin slash moderator over there, which doesn't really mean a whole lot on a technical level or anything like that, because the only moderation I really do there, or adminning, I really do there, um, is occasionally not. I ban spammers. You know, I prefer to moderate via discussion. And one thing that's cool about Slap, and it's always been cool, and it will continue to be cool, is that, and uh, Chris Neratko. I hope I pronounced Chris's name right, because he's a homie actually. We just never met in person, but like back when he was working for Big Brother magazine, and maybe like right before he was working for Big Brother magazine, Dave Carney, a longtime pen pal and a true homie, and someone that I had the pleasure to meet in person in an ASR a number of years ago. Um, anyway, uh, as uh, wait, I was gonna quote Chris about something. And y'all, I'm so dumb. I'm sorry. Where was I going? Jesus Christ. Um. Anyway. Um. Man, that sucks. I wish I could do like an instant replay on this shit because I'm seriously at a loss, and I'm trying to. Nobody's here, which is fine. And I'm just checking to see on Instagram and Twitter if anybody can tell me where the hell I was going. I went. Let's talk about Chris. Let's talk about Carney. Okay, backtrack. This is a Key and Peele sketch. Uh, okay, Big Brother magazine. Oh yeah. Um, I did some freelance work. Well, not really freelance work. I submitted some articles back in the day to Big Brother, and uh, just have been down with Carney and stuff ever since. Why the slap magazine forums uh, are, as Chris said, this is. I feel like such a moron. First stream, y'all. Um, to anybody that happens to be watching this after the fact, because honestly, I don't think anybody is really watching at all right now. Um, anyway, oh wait, maybe there are people here. Jeez, okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so uh, the way Chris had said it was that Slap is essentially like the last bastion of free speech. Um, and I forget if he had referred specifically to skateboarding in his quote because that was a paraphrase and I don't quite remember the specifics. Um, but anyway, the slap forums. If you're not a grown up with thick skin, just don't do it. Um, but yeah, so gonna be resuming that. And like I was saying too, with my admin role over there, admin sounds really rad. I will do anything that I'm asked by the people that actually work at High Speed Productions. That's Slap and Thrasher. Um, I don't think I've ever been asked to do anything for them, although I was an admin at Thrasher before I even started posting at Slap. And I actually did do some PHP because they were running PHP BB forum software at the time. Um, and one of the homies over there just needed some code work. But yeah, like I said, so as an admin over at Slap, all I really do is, I have been absent, I will say. And I will say that depression had a large, huge, gigantic, insane amount to do with it. And also an anxiety disorder. Um, And I, depression is just really the combination of depression and I guess the way anxiety manifests itself, both of them in me, is like so just the opposite. It's the antithesis of how I try to be, not just the way I try to project myself out to the world, but really I'm not, the person that goes outdoors to a business is ever. I'm not like the asshole to the cash lady, the cash register person. Um, uh, I'm a happy, silly, goofy, curious, and self-aware, ignorant, goober, skate rat, and um, mm, again, I keep losing myself. We'll just consider this stream of conscience, okay? Of conscious, okay. Uh, um, anyway, in the information on this video below, you're gonna see a link. I'm actually starting up a new channel. This one will still be the same, or not. Well, I say the same because for probably some people that accidentally stumble across the channel, this channel is just really, really stagnant wasteland. Um, but no, this channel is still going to be this channel. And it didn't even hit me because I used a thing that I downloaded to enhance my YouTube viewing experience. Um, I haven't seen an ad on YouTube in a really, really long time. And I didn't even think about it, but a lot of you, probably for years now, have probably been seeing ads on a lot of my videos. And if that's the case for you, that's because I use music that was done by musicians that have a presence everywhere. And so I've never done anything. Like I've never made a dime from this channel. And I mean, obviously, um, there's there's not now when you run a channel that's as massive as this one. I mean, we're talking over 4,000 subs. Uh, you you don't get a lot of phone calls from ad people, but anyway, no, that was never the intent of this channel. Though, actually, way back in the day, back when like YouTube networks were a thing, I did get approached quite a number of times about joining channels or whatever, but it's just bullshit. Like this channel is completely based on just skating and having fun, and that's it. But the reviews became really hard for me because uh, on top of work, the way they worked out was I would go. I would just contact the um, the company, um, or they would give me a shout sometimes. And well, actually, okay. Let me get back to the them giving me a shout part. Okay. If excuse me, if you skate and you've already got some random shit, uh, and you're a person that hops on YouTube and is looking for a product review, and I'm speaking specifically to product reviews because I I've only done one trick tip in my life, and that is the How to Ollie Impossible video somewhere. Um, and those like that was, I mean, definitely that was a fun video to make. But at this point in time, like seriously, every damn trick is out there and well explained by some really, really good YouTubers and people that I guess YouTube a lot differently than me. Um, but I like what they're doing. There's just there's a YouTube skate thing going on. I'm not a part of all of it, and I don't like all of it. Um, Kind of like, and this is just me. I'm not, you know, this. Oh fuck it, this is just me. Um, like that whole Braille uh thing. I don't I don't hate on any of those guys. I don't. But I get a weird vibe off of that Braille thing, and all of the stuff associated with it. Now, I think it's sick. I mean, obviously, well, I mean, hold on. It's sick. I think it's sick in concept. Um, it's definitely a completely different model than the typical traditional skate company, brick and mortar. Not really brick and mortar. That'd be a lot more. It'd be a term more applicable to shops. It we'll just talk traditional skate distros and companies that go to the shops. So that's actually one thing. I don't know if they do any specific catering to skate shops. I don't. I just don't know. Um, if they do, that's I'm not gonna. And at this point, I'm not talking specifically about Braille. I'm talking about everybody, like in that whole bubble, uh, which to me is really cult like. uh, I, I don't know. Damn it. Um, but the I don't if they don't really send stuff out to skate shops, then I I just can't, I can't respect that. I don't know if they're with any actual distros, um, but if they're just doing the direct like um, website orders directly to little skate rats and stuff like that, because I mean, I think it's definitely a little kid company. All of those, when I say they, or this, them, whatever, I am talking about all of those companies, not the skaters. And I don't care what Mitt Romney says. Corporations are not people. I'm talking about the corporate entities themselves are just cultish to me. There's this crispy clean thing that's going on in uh, I think that it exists. It exists because we are experiencing a major uh, gentrification in skateboarding, and this isn't meant to be one of those old skate guys bitching and moaning about the good old days, but it'll be what it is. So when I got into skating, it was 85. I was 10, which um, a 10-year-old mentality is probably the best mentality to have as a skater. Um, you're free from worry, you're free from actual pure pressure, um, which if you do feel peer pressure, at least when it comes to tricks and things like that, or the way you do tricks, and people are so critical of skateboarding. Um, I'm not used to that. I'm used to, and not let me not say used to. I'm used to a bunch of things. I prefer a time in my way younger years when I did not have a certain amount of cynicism, and um I don't even to that today, I'm not that guy that'll watch a video part today and really critique anything. um I'm so stunned and amazed at what people are doing on boards right now. It's it's so sick, and it's mind blowing. um I know a lot of people like to do full on critiques of, where people's hands are, what their hands are doing, or if their shoes match their grill. I don't know. It's just dumb shit. Um, when I skate, even when I'm skating transition, I look like Rodney Mullen if he only knew a few tricks and skated transition, and um, maybe accidentally took someone else's Ritalin. Um, yeah. Where was I going? I keep doing that. Probably wasn't important. Anyway, so I am doing this new YouTube channel that is Grimcity TV, no spaces or dashes or pentagons or pentagrams. That is the link is in the info here, and that is going to be a channel that will be much better formatted than this, because this is completely off the cuff, as I'm sure you can tell, and it's going to be political in nature. It's going to definitely have skateboarding in it. It may be a little bit Louisiana centric, but hey, um, it I can't say that it'll really be Southern specific in general. Um, but something sometimes I'm gonna pop up with some Louisiana stuff, maybe of things of note. Um, but yeah, want to bullshit about some political, social things, to give you an idea of the type of politics that I'm going to be getting into without adding a bunch of politics onto this channel. I will say get vaccinated. Damn it. um, get boosted after you get vaccinated, which is 2 shots, by the way. If you're not vaccinated already, what the hell are you waiting for, by the way? I mean, seriously, get it. Don't uh, don't sit there this viewing wait for uh for us to hit 1 million dead people before you finally get that shit done, you dumb ass. And also uh wear a mask, because that mask, um I'm not talking about a cloth mask. I'm actually talking about the N95. I think that's what it's called. The actual medical grade mask, because Dilly Flap, all love, and I'm sorry that you're so lonely right now in the chat thingy. So anyway, um, no, get the N95 mask, and the reason is the cloth masks are just really porous, and viruses are very tiny. And this is information. This is just a tip that comes from the CDC, reputable sources, um, people with actual doctorates. Um, I like Joe Rogan when he's talking about MMA, and when he's got astronomers and that's really it, I guess. Or physicists and hard science people on his show. But like, go to your fucking doctor. Just go to your fucking doctor. Wear a fucking mask. It's just so. How many people like? Okay, conservative talk show radio hosts. It's just Google conservative talk show radio hosts plural died COVID. Do a search, and there's at least a couple of articles about this pretty significant handful of anti-vax conservative radio talk hosts and whatnot. And these are people that are threatening the public by bitching and moaning, and what a Rob. And okay, I appreciate that you don't like the masks, and the skin infection shit sucks, dude. I don't know, like, I don't know what a solution. I don't know if they make a hypoallergenic mask or not. Um, hmm. But back to the bigger picture. No, what the masks do? They do not. They're not. They don't prevent you from getting COVID. That's not. Well, they may. There may be some. Um, there may be some reduction. I don't know, but the main thing is that it's not so much that they prevent the virus from coming in, is it's for you to significantly prevent um, a large amount of the virus from exiting you and going into another person. That's why we have the mandates and these private industry mandates. And again, I'm talking about the type of politics that you will hear me discuss on uh, the and the fact that that's just a political issue is just fucking bullshit. It's not a political issue. It's, you know, like I see these anti-vax people wearing "My Body, My Choice" shirts, which is just the dumbest shit. It's like, okay, what about my choice? You know, to engage in the public sphere and not have to worry about catching an easily avoidable virus, just because you're a jackass, you know. So, people calling themselves oppressed because if you got to wear a mask in a business, honestly, that's just an abuse of the word oppressed and a really shitty thing to say. Uh, uh, Considering we live in a world where actual oppression uh, exists. Um, anyway, I think I know that that's a reasonable take. Uh, don't turn on Rogan for your medical advice. Don't go to anyone for your medical advice except for your preferred medical doctor and talk to them. Ask your doctor, should I get vaccinated? I mean, if you need to, maybe even just call. I bet they don't even need to waste money on a doctor's visit if you just call your doctor's office. Ask your doctor's office, hey, should I get vaccinated and boosted? They'll probably say, yeah, you're dumb, and hang up, and you'll be that guy or gal or um, person um, who is just the creepy person who may potentially infect all of their friends, and you're scared of needles, and makes you a wiener. And also, some other things is I definitely I have a okay. I'm a professional geek by trade. But my area of geekiness is in computers. So since it was at least 99, yeah. Now my interest in the internet, well, my interest in computers actually started when I was in third grade. I'm 47 right now. Um, however you, However old you are in third grade, that many years ago, the computers were like black screens, green text, mainframe kind of looking, and we did math programs, um, simple math, obviously third grade math, on these terminals. And because I came from a very poor little rural town here in Louisiana, there were only like a handful of these computers. Just like back in the day, those things cost a shit ton of money. So anyway, uh, I got interested in them and started learning. Back then, everything was basic. Yeah, everything was just like command line. Uh, there was no um, GUI on these things. Seriously, like you probably have more memory in your plain old Casio wristwatch than we had on our entire rigs that we were using back then. And you could have probably bought a car with how much this damn things cost. But anyway, I learned how to get out of the math programs that we were working on and I learned how to like really mess up the computers, and uh, that was pretty sick. Like, I mean, it wasn't cool. It was a typical shitty little kid thing to do, wreck shop. But that's what hacking is, and it's just breaking a thing. I mean, okay, that's a fork of hacking. Let me say, when you're just hacking up your stuff, or tinkering, you know, and so later on in the years, I had friends that got computers. My first computer was a Tandy Color Computer 2, and that was the machine that I really first started to write BASIC on. And I don't know how many people are even here, but I don't know if anybody remembers writing in BASIC, but that shit was great. It was the most fun thing in the world. Anyway, um, years later, um, I'm introduced to BBS systems. Um, the first one was probably the first one was a local BBS. This was bulletin board systems. That was before the internet as we know it. Um, they were just like basically forums, um, and they were very slow and just so ancient and primitive compared to everything today. Um, but anyway, later on, I got more into uh, creating multimedia, digital. But was already doing artwork and already had an interest in music. Um, and I mean, it would be weird not to have an interest in music, but I had an interest in making music. So I used to play saxophone and also used to play piano. I still do play harmonica, but anyway, I'm pretty sure those uh, the earlier instruments that I mentioned probably paid rent or bought like a shit ton of noodles, and the anyway got eventually got into um yeah, it was 90s era web dev, which was both flat websites, which I don't even think those exist anymore, as well as like CGI bin shopping carts and stuff like that. But anyway, that and networking and some of the more, I like some of the design stuff, but I also like a lot of the more hard computing stuff. Um, and I would definitely like to have a geek thing going on with the other channel. So politics, skateboarding, obviously, and some geek shit. But having said, I meander like mad, which will probably artificially um, inflate the length of everything that I wind up doing on the other channel or in this channel. Should I do streaming again? But anyway, I also want to get into some astronomy, astrophysics, and things like that, evolution. It's not going to be one of those bread tube debate channels, but yeah, I'm a leftist politically. Um, I don't. Oh damn, Dilly, thank you, thank you. That's really rad. Like I sincerely appreciate that. That's super cool. Um, I I was saying, like I'm not gonna be doing those review videos at this moment. I say that. I'm not saying they're out, but like keep in mind, like with um with the boards and stuff, and anything that was like an actual skatable product that I received, like what I would normally do is I would sub- send a message out to a company and say, hey, I'm this guy and I'm nobody. And no, I'm not that. I'm not demeaning myself. What am I saying? Uh, all right. When you approach a company and you want to review a product that they have, um, send them a message that does speak with some authority. And you can do that because you are, to the people that you're talking to, you are text on the internet. That's all you are. So when you're emailing companies and you're nervous, I mean, for me, emailing anyone. Now I'm a writer. I write to everybody, all the companies, every company. Companies that I love, I give them props. Companies that I hate, I say I really don't like you a lot. And um, right. Um, but keep in mind, so you're nervous. You're in a mindset where you're a little bit nervous to click that send button to a company while just flat out asking for a product. Well, okay, remember, you're just text. So you can be 7 feet tall, 550 pounds of just granite, chiseled. You're a ninja. You 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 can defeat anyone. You're a warrior. That's how you email them, okay? And you're being polite, but you're also completely invulnerable to any harm. So just remember that you're literally invulnerable when you send an email asking for a thing. Because the worst thing that's going to happen, and it happens, believe me, if you look like just it, okay, I don't have as many reviews up, nearly as many reviews up as a lot of channels. Obviously, you can just, I mean, you can just look at the reviews and you'll see that, but they just take me so long because I kind of obsess a little bit too much on the back end. Just, I mean, for like, I think my average review length is what, 20 to 30 minutes, depending. Occasionally, they'll be longer. Um, but there's so much time that goes on in the background, even though it's just no budget crapola. Um, there is there's a lot of time spent, and that time is relative to everyone, obviously. So when you're um, uh, married, you own your house, and you work full time, um, and you're you have a lot of personal responsibilities outside of just those things. Um, the reviews really take a major impact on you time wise, um, and uh, it didn't do this, but so yeah, there's an appeal to getting the free products and stuff for sure. But once you've done a review, let's say, and it let's say you kicked ass at it, um, it's easier, way easier to get the second review, and it's, or, the products for the second review, and um, after that, it kind of snowballs, and like literally, like probably after the second or third review that I ever did, like people were definitely hitting me up, like just wanting to give stuff. So I didn't have to ask for a whole hell of a lot. People would just like say, hey, like do this one. And so you saw there were some small local brands and stuff like that. And it's really fun. It's super fun to do, but it's as close to turning skateboarding into a job as you can do if you have absolutely no aspiration to actually turn the act of skateboarding into your job. So, um, uh, it it can it just it's just it can be hard when you want to do the reviews in a way that you wish other reviews were when you look for them. And that's, yeah, so that's really why the reviews are done the way they are, because like I was just getting really bummed out because I couldn't find information about shit that I wanted to look up. And having said that, I started skating in 1985, which is just like saying that out loud. It's just so weird. Um, and it's not novel. Like, I'm not rare. There are plenty of us old dudes out there like killing it and ripping, obviously. Um, but just being a skater, you don't since 1985, active skater that whole time, and seeing so many things evolve and change. Like, I feel like I think I was born at like the best time to be a skater. Now, everybody, that's not to take away from when you were born, because you're you and I love you and you're awesome. But no, for me personally, like, it's cool because so way back, really, I guess there were a lot of changes and evolution did take place in skateboarding before I was born, or aware of skating in 85, obviously. But from 85 to right now, like, you just Google and look up skateboarding in 1985, okay? And I will say, so I was 10. That first year, I'll say, was spent oblivious because I was in a really rural town. This is way before there was any internet or anything like that. My town I didn't know what Thrasher magazine was back then. It was a purely innocent, just time. And it was skateboarding as a toy, which is the way it should be. And um that kind of goes into the gentrification of skateboarding thing I was talking about, and my weird vibe. Um, that kind of well, my weird vibe about that whole. I don't even know. I guess it's what is it, Schrock and um, all of those brands like Braille and the ones that I mentioned earlier. It's just so crispy, clean and shit. That's it's just not that skaters shouldn't be or can't be crispy clean and proper and whatnot, but it's so projected and so it just seems manufactured to me, kind of the same way, although in a much more subtle and differently done manner. um it reminds me of like a bullshit, like evangelical, uh a televangelist, you know like just this fake ass like image. Like, as soon as they start talking, it's just so it feels scripted so much. It doesn't feel it lacks soul. Thank you, Dilly. That's straight up. Oh, and hold on one second. That's Julio. Um thank you for that. Let's see. Oh, awesome. Thank you for that. Like, the Uber light review inspired you to get aboard. That's so dope. Um, okay, and what are my thoughts on communism? Um, I'm not that far left. um, I'm I'm pretty damn far left, but uh, uh, communism is not my bag. And I'm probably more of a socialist slash Democrat, but no, I'm way too far to the left to be considered Democrat. I mean, I vote Democrat and whatnot because, like, I'm not gonna vote for the alternative, and I want my vote to be tactical and mean something because I did back when it was Bush versus Gore. I voted for Ralph Nader in the Green Party, which is kind of like a Jill Stein vote these days. I did that by proud symbolic vote for Ralph Nader. And, keep in mind now, I live in Louisiana, not the state that was in contention. Florida was the last state that was where the big Supreme Court fight was. But anyway, um, now I'm more a fan of, even though I'm way further left than anything the Democratic Party can offer me, um, I will vote for them because tactically it's the only real option. Because uh, um, we are effectively a two-party system. So yeah, there's a lot of parties. And every time you go to vote on the ballot, you'll see like a bajillion parties that you never heard of. Um, and then some of the other ones like the Libertarians and the Green Party folks and stuff like that. But really, most libertarians I know vote Republican. That's just the way it is. And everybody wants to be a libertarian if you lean right, because it just sounds cooler than being a Republican, because grandpa's a Republican and you're not a grandpa yet. Maybe you are, I don't know. But it's like libertarian is just, I don't know. It's the hipster shit of republicanism. That's all it is. That's all it is. Uh uh and but as far as my particular, okay, my thoughts on communism, I just don't think about it. um um I know there seems to be a tendency for the communist nations that come to mind immediately. I'll say China, which is like a, yeah, it's straight up, it's communist. And so some people will say it's a, blend of communism and capitalism, but it's not. It's capitalism. A There's industry and everything, but like when United States outsources um, product manufacturing and things like that, they don't own those manufacturing plants. You can't. They not as uh, um, a citizen of the U.S. Um, and if you're located here, you can't own shit in China. You can't. You have to partner up with someone who is Chinese and is a Chinese citizen, and you can you can invest with them and have a partnership, but you don't actually own the stuff. Okay, you own your product, obviously, but with it's a little funky. But also, China has the whole issue of human rights. They're one of the few nations like us that is still executing people. And look, that's another thing too. Emotionally, execution, I understand emotionally, but is just as a point of principle, I don't think that a government, whether that's federal or state, should have the right to kill its own citizens. And it's that simple. Like, uh, uh, I definitely, I definitely have empathy for people that are like super pro death penalty. Like, definitely. Um, I, I won't. I know. I definitely know. But uh, I just don't think that it. I don't like it when our government kills people in other countries, and I just damn sure can't like it when our country kills people that identify as people from this country. Like I don't know. And two, it's not some hippie shit either. Like, look, a lot of innocent people are in the system, and we know that innocent people have died. And with that, I'm like, I want to err on the side of not killing an innocent person. I want to err that way. And so, um, yeah, I'm gonna run with that. And oh yeah, and actually, that was Julio. That was actually a tangent that sprung out because oh, obviously this is. I'm sure there may be a utopia somewhere where um, communism works amazing, and uh, like libertarians have their little Gulch thing, thanks to Ayn Rand, who essentially created the foundation for libertarianism, but couldn't even live up to her own standards. Um, uh, anyway, with the communism thing, it's like, see, China. I don't, I don't think capitalism is the way to go. As far as the primary, uh, uh, the primary way that people have to worry about um, how they eat, and uh, how they put clothes on, and how they can have dignity. And I definitely have some socialist views, but having said, if you're pro cop, you're a socialist, and if you're pro army, you're a socialist. This country was founded on the idea that we wouldn't even have a standing army. So this, uh, uh, hey, I'm stoked on the military. I'm not stoked on the Pentagon. I'm not stoked on a lot of what the military has to do. But look, I know so many people. I actually wanted to be in the military, was not able to do so. Um, and I love the people that I know that serve, and if the people that I know that serve are a general representative of our forces, then hell yeah. um I'm not down with the imperialism or anything, but that's all. My issues with the military all are related to the civilians that aim the military and throw them at things, because I like that our military exists. I just don't want them to fight. you know I want them to be there. Shit. And let's see, I don't know if I was going somewhere. If I was, please tell me, because there's actually shit. There's people here. This is great. So uh and that's one thing too, like this channel, um what, it's a little over 4,000 um um people that are subbed here, which I love that. Like, that this channel has been here for so long, over a decade and a half at the time of me talking, and I skate with people that are that old. Holy hell! And anyway, let's see. Wait. Okay. What up, Rob? And you got to find me looking around. Um, I I actually need glasses, and I'm not wearing any because the pair that I didn't lose, I stepped on, and I had two pairs. So, Rob, Rob, hey man, dude, thank you and all love, out here, uh, to you, and let's see, things are good, and I was saying earlier in the stream, I've not been skating, for the past almost 2 years now because of a back surgery that I had. I had a vertebrae fusion surgery, and I had two rods inserted in my back just from like screwing it up over like a bajillion dog years. But I am, as I said earlier, like right at the beginning when I started the stream, um, I'm actually about to set up this Robbie Brockle. Um, and so y'all know a deluxe head, right? And so I've got my Formula Fours, which is just it's all a ride. These are the 99 um durometers, and my trucks are, oh yeah, some beat up, not really that beat up, but some Thunder titanium lights, and I've had these for ages, and they're nice and used because new trucks are just the worst. Um, anyway, let's see. Uh, and yeah. Oh, anyway, I was gonna skate this weekend, but I had just a bunch of random weekend emergencies that popped up that I had to tend to. But I'm actually gonna be, well, I was gonna do it right after the stream, but I guess I started babbling because holy hell, people are here. And yeah, so anyway, tomorrow I'm gonna set it up right after work, which is way earlier than this, and I'm definitely gonna be skating next weekend for sure. Um, and I will have the iPhone on a little baby $1 tripod, um, and see if I can even do anything because it's just so weird. I have never been off my board this long in my life, and it's been driving me crazy. I've been watching all of those daily skate compilations and stuff like that, like aside from just regular skate videos and stuff, like just been like anything that's skating and skating and skating and skating, it's just been nuts. And so yeah, I'm just gonna be hyped to roll, period. I'm gonna do a little bit more than rolling, but I'm trying to work the pain away, and I will be getting back to hurting myself as best as I can as soon as this weekend. So, well, no, I'm not going to hurt myself this weekend yet. Get myself into shape so that I can destroy myself, because that's actually an old slogan of mine, that Grimcity must be destroyed. And I don't refer to myself like that ever. But anyway, um, all love, Rob. And love, Julio, awesome. And yeah, I'm with you, Dilly, in that China is a problem when it comes to human rights. Thank you for the uh, slap props. They sent shirts to all of us that are moderators and admins over at the forums, and yeah, I'm super hyped. Like, I mean, they sent it, like they just sent these things, so they're crispy. And there's a black hoodie with the same logo. I think it's all white, and where this is like that yellowish, whatever color that is. I think it's red, and black, and then black. But I gotta look because I'm old, guys, and um, let's see. Uh, uh, get well soon, Dilly. Um, Deluxe. I love the R1 concave so much. Yeah, Crooked's. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I'm anywhere in the deluxe family. It doesn't matter. Whatever, just whatever. And I'm not even finicky about the size, really. I mean, if I'm 8.25 to 8.5, and anywhere in the middle, I mean, the middle is kind of a sweet spot. But like, also, it's mood. Like, so if I'm doing a lot of park skating, um, then I might like to ride like an 8.5. Just because when you get super fast on your board, like if you're in a bowl and one of the walls in our bowl in my park, which is literally like a mile away from here, in a neighborhood mile too, so I can skate there, but I don't, because dehydration and death, and um, ooh, okay, um, yeah, okay, so if I want to get hype before skating, what full length video do I choose to watch? Okay. Um okay, for one, I tend to not watch full length videos before I skate. I prefer to watch clips and like parts, but there are those occasions, and especially if you're with the crew. Um and my personal preferences are to watch videos that are a hell of a lot older than now. I'm sorry, I can't talk for shit. No, anyway, I like watching videos that are like a little bit closer to like my gravy days, like back when I could bounce and I was young and indestructible. And so that's a lot, and I would say probably like a lot of 90s and like late 80s vids, but to be specific, I will say Shackle Me Not from H Street um was just so good. um and uh Forking from that, any Matt Hensley footage, Ron Allen footage, and as a ramp fan too, like of course anyway, but uh Tony Mag was badass back then, and he still is a master skater. He's still really, really amazing. But back then, like in the H Street Glory days, man, homie was just sick. And then him and Danny, when Danny was a kid, skating doubles and shit, like uh that was just wild to see and like witness as it happened, because context is everything. And again, like with the older videos, oh, another one, Sick Boys. That's got to be, that's the video, really. That's the only video you need. If you don't have any videos at all, or you do have them and you decide to set them all on fire in a safe place, in a controlled environment, just in case, like Homeland Security or whatever. But it burn all your videos. All you need is Sick Boys. That's an old video. It's a Mac Dog Productions video. Uh, DAWG. So it's MACK Productions, and some just beast shit. Bryce Knights, Jim Thiebaud, Mickey Reyes, Nadas, Guerrero. Um, Anybody can contribute. Like, but I mean, it's like pretty much like everybody that you love, and the video is just, it's raw dog, and it's just so good. It gets you so hype. I guess another one too, like, and this is still really, really, really old as far as getting hype on a video. But I like it because I do like to skate transition. Um, is cheese and crackers. Um, and because it's really short, it's digestible, and it's like, even though I don't think I can do, or any of my tricks are in any way comparable to anything done in that entire masterpiece, um like, it's still like, it hypes you up, it gets you back into the creative mode. So like, I mean, skateboarding is inherently creative, but like, sometimes, honestly, like, sometimes we gotta admit it, that we learn some tricks because they're kind of obligatory. You gotta learn. Well, oh, and there's also practicality, like with the ollie, and that's the end of the practicality part. Then it's all like the obligatory parts. Like, you gotta learn how to do either your, if you're kick flip prone or heel flip prone, you've got to do one of your basic flips, and then from there, whatnot, so you go up the hierarchy. um uh and when you're doing those tricks, when you're learning how to do those, yeah, it's creative because you're creating muscle memory, and you're creating you're transforming your pre skateboard self into a skateboarder physically, getting certain of your certain, fast twitch muscles to wake up or go to sleep. You never know. And Yeah, you're doing a bunch of things to your body physiologically over years, that make you a more adept skateboarder. And so weird. Thank God for Switch, I guess, so that not every skater is got like one leg the size of a tree trunk and the other the size of a tack pinpoint. Um, uh, yeah. But yeah, cheese and crackers is just like super quick, super fun, super hype, and even as transition, like, it's still like, how, I mean, it's all street tricks, right? It's like street combos and stuff on transition, which is and then there's the circus tricks, which are fun. So I will uh yeah, I'll definitely, for a longer video, that's like my number one probably. It's not my favorite video by any means. But to get hype for a sesh, like, that's really the one. And yeah. Yeah, Sick Boys is definitely on YouTube. The whole thing. It's I forget how long it is, but it's pretty long. And yeah. Oh really? A sequel to Cheese and Crackers. I hadn't heard about that. Okay. What up, Slap You Up? long time no see, buddy. And I saw that I had to refollow you on Instagram for some reason. Um, like I've been following you for years, I thought, and then all of a sudden I wasn't. So I don't know what was up with that. So anyway, yeah, I've not seen tea and biscuits. I'm gonna check that shit out there. No, but anyway, so yeah, gonna like as far as the other channel goes, like okay, with Grim City, the channel, um I've never run an ad. I've never made a dime off of the channel. And I was saying this earlier. If you have ever seen an ad on any of my videos, it's because it stole the music from a large corporate conglomerate. I say stole it. I didn't steal shit. Um, like, you would steal a car, would you? Like, no, but if I could copy a Lamborghini and paste a Lamborghini, shit, damn right, I would do that in a heartbeat. Nothing's missing. The world gained a Lamborghini, and I did it. So anyway, no, I don't really. Okay, I appreciate. I definitely appreciate the musicians not wanting their music stolen and everything because they are artists and that's what they do for a living. But honestly, when you put music, when the music uh, is just being used as a soundtrack and um, let's say the musician, at least for all the videos I can think of, musicians are getting credit. I'm not giving anything to anyone since YouTube is a streaming service and not based on downloading, even though there are plenty of tools that can let you download. I mean, nobody uses YouTube to fucking get their music fix, you know? And YouTube's just really, well, it's not really YouTube's fault. It's the music industry's fault for being so weird. So if you've ever seen an ad on the Grim City channel, that shit's just because of the music. And I use I don't, I haven't seen an ad on YouTube for years. And I haven't seen a whole hell of a lot of ads for years. But yeah, I got, the one that I use for YouTube, like I'm not generating anyone any money. And I probably should feel bad about that. But I do use YouTube from my iPhone, so I don't have a block or anything for that. So I'm giving back, I promise. Um, but yeah, so that's really it. So this channel is going to be coming back, and like I said, I had the whole the depression bout, which is not really the first time that's happened here, or not really the first time that y'all have witnessed me taking a break. This is just like the longest break that I took. And it's not like a thing, and this is not a cry for help. Everything's okay. It's just a thing, a thing that has to be worked through. That is always constantly being worked through, mind you. But mental health is health. That's mental health care is health care, and so there have been I disappeared from here for a while because of some depression and the anxiety, like I mentioned way earlier. Then on top of that, surgery. So it's kind of a double whammy, right? But yeah, like things are I'm just so ready to skate, y'all. And also eradicate the memory of that orange fuck. Like, I've never seen a political or social environment where an ex-president's presence lasted so long and was just so uh, always there and so damn obnoxious. Like usually, presidents typically become invisible after they're done, uh, unless you're doing like something really badass, like Jimmy Carter. Not everyone's favorite president, but everyone's favorite former president for sure. Because I can't speak to his presidency, although I think I was like 5 when he was president, or when I remember him being president. But I mean, Habitat for Humanity and building uh, all of the homes for people in need. I mean, the dude just, and also he's a nuclear physicist, and he's got that humble like, if you're not from the South, like, and you're not really clear on the differences in the South, like, well, he's not a Southerner for sure, but a lot of people, when they hear any kind of accent that could be portrayed as country-ish, anything leaning in that direction, they immediately presume that it's a Southern thing. Wait, he's not Southern, is he? I was thinking he was from the Midwest. If I'm wrong about that, I accept all of the pain and guilt from being wrong. Um, but anyway, there's a lot of distinct accents, Southern accents in the South, as I'm sure there are up north. I mean, well, obviously there are up north. You can, spot a Bostonian from a New Yorker. But yeah, in the South, not only state by state, but also region by region. And here in Louisiana, you can spot someone from New Orleans proper, as opposed to someone right next door in Chalmette. So I mean, there are some distinctions that you can find. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm sorry. Um, let's see. Yeah. But so I know I started talking about Trump in a really mean way, and then I went off onto a tangent and forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, anyway, fuck that guy, and that's gonna be really where I'm coming from on this other channel. I just want to make sure that aside from this one video, this one time, that the Grim City channel has always been free of politics. Um, Maybe occasionally there's been some subtle social statement or something, maybe, but done in hopefully a humorous way. Uh, um, but anyway, uh, I don't. I now politics and skateboarding. People are, for anyone here now or watching this in the future, um, are just joined at the hip. They are, you know, skateboarding. Think of skateboarding. Okay, so the act of it, let's say historically, it's known as an extension of surfing, but the culture is originally a descendant of not originally, but the culture that defined it in a way that I would say is modern skateboarding is punk. It came out of punk rock. And then um, I will say, like, probably when you saw Jim Thiebaud and Nodis and um, other guys rocking Public Enemy and other groups like, but Public Enemy for sure, you know, socially conscious, intelligent, um, aware, hip hop, rap, uh, a real, you know, not radio play stuff, just but real craft, you know. Seeing those guys, well, hip hop and punk rock are the same thing. They just come from two different um, cultures, really, you know. But it's the same thing. It's anti-authoritarian. It's, you know, it's coming from people that have been fucked with by the police for one reason or another. Um, and it's pissed off people. And it's like, all right, you know, you want to listen to a ballad, that's all good, you know, but the skateboarding ethos or the skateboarding culture as I know it is a punk rock hip hop thing that but the same things that drive that kind of music that um, you know, you could say anti-establishment, but um, it I like to just think of it as, you know, the music and the act of skateboarding is um, a thing that just it's we're already, even with the gentrification of skateboarding, um, uh, not the act of skateboarding obviously, but just the image of skateboarding really being gentrified and homogenized and purified and cleaned up, like the Scientology skateboard company and uh, all that other stuff. Um, no, fuck that, dude. We're skating is still illegal on my street. Okay, fuck that. We're just goofing off. We're breaking the law, and I'm cool with that. Now we have a skate park, have a great skate park here, but um, I'm still I'm old enough to say that for most of my life didn't have a skate park, and it was just grimy shit. And I was fortunate that the city that I lived in and the town that I grew up in had concrete. There are towns in Louisiana. One of them is called Olla, Olla. I guess try to look up on Google Maps because the only concrete that I know of there is at a school, and I think it was their basketball court. That's in the whole town. Um, so anyway, um, um, uh, uh, yeah, if you got concrete, you're good. And yeah, well, I keep starting shit and going in different places, and this video is just horrible, and I'm really sorry. But I have like a bajillion things that I'm thinking about all at the same time, and so, anyways, uh, um, with the, oh yeah, skateboarding politics, not an odd couple. And you're gonna look at, you know, plenty of companies that have done a uh, we are as skaters, and especially if not if you're necessarily if you're an older skater, but if you're a skater that appreciates the history of skateboarding and can look at skateboarding in a at a deeper level, in a level that goes deeper than I want to get sponsored, or this is the best pro, or this is the best company, things like that. I mean, that's all fine and good. I mean, that's great. But I mean, look, we're grimy. We're not. Yeah, we're athletes, sure. Um, it takes a level of athleticism to do what we do, and like pay our dues and train ourselves to do these things. But I don't really like. I'm not going to say that it's skateboarding is objectively not a sport, because when I was a kid, pros had to enter contests to become pro. Really, they were like the old NHS contests that um, Tony Hawk's dad had set up, and predating that, well before that, all the old um, like Del Mar contests and things like those were classic events and historical events. So skateboarding contests have always been a thing, but um, they were skater run, and those were skateboard things. That was something where it was really a filter that skateboarders had created for business minded skateboarders. Uh, uh, they had a path that they could take, um, and rough it out and try to win contests, get their name out there. And I'm not saying that that should be a standard or anything in skateboarding, because really the idea of being a sponsored skateboarder, although I think it's cool, let me say not just a sponsored skateboarder, but because I've been one of those on a much smaller scale than a pro or anything like that, um, but like the idea of making a living off of skateboarding is insane to me. I love it, but it's ridiculous. It's like it's almost like, and I say ridiculous in the best way possible. To me, it's like skateboarding found a way to get over on the world by making a number of skateboarders really wealthy, um, and famous, and gave everybody all the stuff that I guess like an average person, like when they're pondering at night, laying on their kid's trampoline, looking at the stars, and they're dreaming out what could be, or fantasizing, wealth, whatnot. Um, from the act of skateboarding, or even if you get paid just enough to pay the fucking bills, it's absurd, but it's great. Um, and with the contest thing, and the going back to the gentrification part. All right, so like I was saying earlier, if you're clean and crisp and good, and not, I don't want to say good, that's not the word I should be using, but if you're that clean, crisp, goody two shoes kind of person, you're obviously welcome in the world of skateboarding. I mean, we love all kinds. um but skateboarding still at its core is a grimy ass thing. And okay, I'll be the grumpy old man. I just don't like like well, and also, and I will say, I do have a conflict here. I'm glad to see these pro skateboarders, like I was just saying earlier. I'm glad to see these guys getting paid, and gals, uh and theys, everyone. um Glad to see skaters get paid, but I think that the whole contest thing, now that it's really out of the hands of skateboarders, and has been for a while. I mean, um, the ones that we know of, the contests that we know that are big, that are not in the hands of skateboarders, um, X Games, all that kind of stuff. They've turned. It's weird to roll down the street and have like a random person ask you if you're trained for the Olympics. jokingly, obviously, but hey, training for the Olympics. And it's like, I really would rather hear them say, fuck you, get out from in front of my house, too loud, boy. Like, I would totally much rather have that. Um, and Tony Hawk once said that, the Olympics need skateboarding more than skateboarding needs the Olympics. And, you know, um, uh, even like the whole street league thing. I know it's Rob and whatever, but it's so boring, so fucking boring. The skaters are rad, the tricks are sick, but it's almost like skateboarding being deconstructed. Um, there's that one. There's a line, I guess, but uh, there's just so there's not soul in it. Like, look, uh, just go look at Dennis Busnett's 2011 run at Tampa. That's fucking soul. That's a contest right there. That's a skater run contest. That's the hype shit. Like, that's that real shit. And like, when I see even Street League and all of the other contests are like at that level, to me, and I know this is corny and stupid, and this is on me and shit, but it's still, you can't. If you touch a piece of wood, you're gonna feel what wood feels like, um, subjectively. But like when I watch, um, when I watch those things, I feel like I'm watching a bunch of tourists watching skateboarding. You know, um, which that's cool. That's really cool because a lot of tourists might become skaters. So I do have like I said, I'm conflicted about it. I hate the shit. But I'm glad it's introducing some people to skating. But I still fucking hate it. Like, I just hate it. I don't like seeing uh skating portrayed as a big competition. Like, there are these people that take uh Barra's skate seriously, like people placing bets and shit. What the fuck, dude? Um, I like watching a game of skate. And again, I'm gonna bring up Dennis and Chris Cole. I think that was also in 2011. Um, best game of skate ever. Anyway, the thing is, like, okay, when I was a kid, God, when I was a kid, um, like pros were so elevated in my head that there was never a question of like, could I get sponsored? Like, we were so in awe of people like Christian Soy, Tony Hawk. I mean, those were the big guys. I mean, those were the like the ambassadors. But and people in that generation, we looked at those people with such an elevated esteem and reverence that we didn't like. We would emulate what we saw them do, and maybe try to do some of the tricks that we saw them do, but it was like being them or being like wanting to be like standing as a teammate to them was not a consideration because we like knew our place, and as little kids that couldn't do shit, definitely would not we're not talented enough to entertain people um through our interpretation of skateboarding. But uh, yeah, the Freaks and Geeks episode of Love Letters was brilliant. It was just perfect because like we it's not that I mean okay, so a lot of skaters are anti-establishment. A lot of skaters are that way. A lot of skaters aren't. There are skaters that are cops. I'm not a big fan of the cops, but I ain't gonna hate on you or anything like that unless you give me a reason to. But uh uh it takes all stripes, it takes all kinds, to become a part of this family that we're a part of. But like I said, on the default, if you skate, I'm gonna love you. I do though like there is shit that happens in the skate industry that sucks. Um and I definitely there's a lot of politics and stuff. I mean if you've ever been to Slap, in the forums, just browsing through, you definitely know that there are politics in skateboarding. And if you are on the skate Twitter hashtag or listen to any number of skateboard related podcasts, there's some heavy politics in skateboarding. And yeah, want to bullshit about that stuff. So, I'm like I said, I'm located in Louisiana, and um, I'm away from everyone. Uh, and I'm not in the industry, and I have no uh, delusions about this channel. Like I said, it's a little over 4,000 subscribers on a 15-year-old channel, and I think it's so great. Because like as small as that is, um, to so many other channels, uh, like for someone that never intended to make a dime, with doing this, um, the act of skating, doing reviews, and just sharing skating, like just it's huge, like 4,000 people to me, like that's I can't lift 4,000 people. Fuck it, that's a lot of people to me. And also that number has been small enough so that I've been able to communicate with a lot of people that knew me initially or only know me through this channel. And um, uh, I just think it's like really rad. And speaking of, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. Now, keep in mind, like, there's only 4,000 people, that are subbed to this channel. It's a small group. It's an intimate group. I think the people that are still here, um, as subscribers, or people that tend to subscribe to this channel. Um, they're sentimental in the same way. They're definitely geeks, because I'm a geek and I love geeking out for everything from textiles to whatever technology is out, even though I don't think in our regular um, street/ramp skateboard setups we're going to be seeing any significant technological changes. Um, if we see any changes, I think they'll be, I don't know. Damn. Because honestly, like in the 80s, like I never could have foreseen that we were going to have noses that kicked up and were also bigger than the tails of our boards. Like, never would have imagined it. A skateboard just didn't have a nose like that. That was just like, what the fuck? Um, and so yeah, there's no telling what skateboarding is going to be like, or what skateboards themselves are going to be like in the future. But with all of the stuff that I've skated, all the reviews that I've done, and I've done reviews on products that have not been featured on the channel, a couple of them were done on camera and sent just to those companies, just for the hell of it, and they would request that it would be like not live on the air, or on the air, on the YouTubes, um, because they were seriously like doing inquiries for internal purposes, and so I would talk to them like they were a company sending me a thing to look at, and I respect privacy. I mean, and I do respect privacy, but like if someone shares something with me and they don't want it aired out, well, of course, easy. And because I'm a little, I love to skate. Um, you send me a skate related product. If you don't want it on camera, you just say it. So hell yeah. So you look at the reviews. I would say there were probably, or at least there were at times, because there was no way for me to design an upload schedule with reviews, because it just took so damn long to make. But um, uh, oh god, I hate myself. I'm tired, y'all, and I lost myself again. Jesus Christ. Again, this is the very first time I have ever streamed in my life. Can't remember a damn thing. I don't know how all the like debate bros and stuff do it. That's another thing on the new channel. I don't plan on doing debates with anyone. I'm definitely down to have conversations, and whatnot. But like, I'm not a formal debater. Um, and I'm gonna have some conversations with people, but honestly, I don't plan on having debates with, and I'm not saying debates are completely out of the question in the future, but right now, I got no problem face to face debating somebody, but I'm not an academic. I you know my my academic knowledge is based primarily in, I would say, computers, and then English, um, literature to be specific, and uh, poetry and short fiction were actually my concentrations at one point in my life. Um, and so, yeah. The fuck? I'm just mumbling, y'all. Dude, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm learning how to do what you're seeing, and the channel that I linked in the info is the place where I'm going to do that. No more of this here. I don't even know if this is going to be if this video is going to be up very long after. I mean, it'll be up for a couple weeks, I guess, out of my laziness. But yeah, I'm really wanting to engage in some conversations and stuff. But like, if I do get into some debates and things like that, I'm not. Okay, for one, okay, I'm not gonna debate you if you're an apologist, specifically a Christian apologist that studies or calls yourself an apologist and studies apologetics. Um, if you believe the Earth is 6 to 10,000 years old, you don't believe in evolution or climate change, I am not talking to you, because it's a waste of my time and yours. If you're an anti-vaxxer, I got no time for you. Gravity, um, vaccines. They are things, and they seem to be working fine. All the stats back that up. Um, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm definitely not gonna entertain any racist fuckboys. I'm not gonna entertain any men's rights activists. There's so many these MRAs. There's so many channels where they look exactly the same. They're a dude who airs a random video game, and all he does is talk over the video game about how lame women are and shit specific women have done. Not necessarily to him, but like in the news. This isn't just one. This is like you can see this like a lot of really big channels that are like this too, and it's just the laziest shit. They're not they're not giving you any kind of philosophy or healthy philosophy at least, and they're not edifying you in any way. All they're incels, but they also hate women, which if you didn't know before is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you hate women and you hint, you don't have to hint, you're gonna give a vibe that you hate women, well, yeah, you're gonna be an incel. Fuck you. How are you gonna get laid if you hate the person, in your case the object, because you objectify? um how are you gonna hate the very thing you like dedicate time writing about in public forums or private forums for that matter, which is kind of even worse? Like seriously, if you're an incel, like I will assume that the title is one that would, among the obvious, would also point to a certain level of misery that you have. And so you're an incel, so it would automatically tell me that there's a certain amount of personal misery that you're dealing with. And um that sucks. But going into a community and based around incels, fellow incels, is like the last thing you need to do. Like, and just hear a bunch of other people bitching about not going on a date or getting laid. No, fuck that. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I apologize. I'm not gonna edit the stream. I'm just gonna let it sit on the server of YouTube as is, because fuck it. If anyone is still here, thank you for being here and listening. If you do uh, uh, think that the idea of listening to a random dude um, from Louisiana bullshit about skateboarding, politics, social stuff, pro SJW shit, um, plenty of Trump hate and all that stuff. If you're interested in that, because Lord knows you can't find it anywhere. Nah, if you're interested, subscribe to that channel, and I will see you, and I love you, and I hope that you stay healthy and take care of yourselves. And this was done on a Sunday night. It is now almost 1:00 on Central Time. That means it is a work day starting right now, really. So thank you again, and Y'all take care. Let's talk soon.